So, welcome to this panel conversation about coin joins, one of the very important privacy techniques that we have in Bitcoin. To start out with, what is a coin join? A coin join is a collaborative Bitcoin transaction, meaning that it's a Bitcoin transaction coordinated by not just a single person, but by multiple people coming together and creating a single transactions with many inputs and many outputs that each belong to individual users. With the goal being that an outside observer can no longer see who is paying whom and how much. So this is the basic gist of a coin join. Important to mention is that it is non-custodial. So nobody can run away with your money. The user is always in full control over the private keys. And with this, we have here quite a broad array of contributors to coin joins. So I guess let's start with Jam. What is Jam all about and why is it so interesting?
Yeah, I mean, Jam is a user interface for Join Market. And Join Market is basically peer-to-peer coin join implementation without the central coordinator. So it's a bit different to all the other implementations, and it's an important project that everybody should try to use at least one time. But I'd say it's more tailored towards expert users, so it's not quite that easy to set up like Wasabi, for example. But Jam is just a user interface for Join Market, basically.
Cool. So tell us a bit more about the user interface design of Join Market. What were some of the interesting quirks that had to be considered?
Join Market is not easy to use. The concept is hard to grasp and, wrap your head around it. And because you have one wallet, one seed phrase that you're backing up, but nevertheless inside it is split up into 5 different accounts. And everything you do inside there is getting mixed from one account to another, from basically one bucket to another. It was really fun to translate that into an easy language, so we came up with Jam. And we have now 5 different jams that we're cooking there, and we hope that it's easier to use and easier to understand. And so the barrier is easier, lower and easier to use.
Yeah, so Join Market has this concept of mixed steps, and as proper software engineers designed the protocol, it starts with the number 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So this was a huge UX nightmare because normal users don't start counting with 0, they start with 1. But then if you would deviate in the user interface to some starting counting with 1, then all of a sudden it's a different way than the other interfaces to Join Market handle it. So that would lead to a lot of confusion. So ultimately the concept was to skip numbers entirely and just go by letters. So there is Apple Jam,
Apricot, blueberry, and so on. So A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah, exactly. And that was one of the interesting UX solutions applied to make it a bit more approachable. Kukks, what do you think about Join Market? What's cool about it?
It's cool. I mean, you don't have to have a central coordinator, so it's the best part of it. It's probably the biggest selling point for it. It's kind of modular in its own way, right? It's been upgraded over the years to add all sorts of crazy features. It's been around for a long time too. That's a good feature.
And also it's running on a node 24/7. It's lightweight. And so Jam is basically just a UI, and Join Market and Jam are running on your node. And so that's also pretty easy to use.
And you deploy both of them together, right? So you can deploy both of them together.
Yeah, I mean, Join Market basically had just a CLI interface, and that's like really just for expert users. So Jam is just one of hopefully many interfaces in the future, but I guess it's the only one currently.
Well, there's Join Inbox, there's the old Join Market Qt, there's the CLI.
Yeah. The difference is that Jam is a web UI, so the user can open their browsers, and they are used to clicking around.
Clicky buttons. Yeah, and also another cool aspect of Join Market is that it's quite fast. and that it works with any arbitrary amount. Let's say you have 100 Bitcoin laying around and you want to get them private very quick. In Join Market, you can buy the liquidity of other whales that are available and build custom CoinJoin transactions even of quite a large value rather quick. I mean, the taker script executes in a minute or like something a bit more.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're doing 100 Bitcoin you don't want to do it fast. You don't ever want to do it fast, right?
That's true, but it's at least technically possible, right? With Join Market, or even if it's less, right? Let's say you have 1 Bitcoin, something more reasonable. The fact that you can just connect to people and buy their liquidity and get it done with whenever you want is a really cool fact that only Join Market allows you to do.
I mean, when it works quite fast, like a couple of minutes, but there is so many failure points, like Join Market is using Tor, and it has to connect to every maker, ask every maker. In these rounds can happen any kind of errors, but when it works, it's basically done in 5 minutes, yeah. 1 coin join, but we know that's not enough for good privacy, right?
Yeah. Okay, and then next in the timeline of coin joins is Wasabi Wallet, which was launched about 2 years after Join Market, which introduces a centralized coordination model with a single centralized entity who coordinates multiple CoinJoin transactions across time, versus Join Market is still a centralized coordination protocol, but anyone can be the central coordinator at any time. So to some extent, Wasabi made a step back, moving from a more distributed realm to a very centralized one. However, it introduced substantial privacy benefits. One of the downsides of Join Market is that the coordinator, right, buying liquidity from others, can spy on the liquidity providers. So you know exactly which inputs and which outputs does that one liquidity provider have. And Wasabi introduced a old cryptography technique to the CoinJoin realm with Chaumian blind CoinJoins, using the old Chaumian blind signature eCash scheme from the 1980s to ensure that the coordinator can no longer spy on which input goes to which output. And that introduced a quite important improvement.
Hasn't there been a new Wasabi version released just recently? Can you talk more about that?
Again, Wasabi 1.0 was launched in 2018, and in, I believe, 2021 or 22, I think, we released Wasabi 2.0, which with an updated blind signature scheme in the coordination that makes it a lot more flexible and a lot more private, with the ultimate design of or with the ultimate goal of designing more block space efficient CoinJoin transactions with the new Wabi-Sabi CoinJoin protocol. So again, one step further in improving the privacy against that central coordinator, but still a single centralized entity. Yes.
Yeah, sure. So the Wabi-Sabi coordinator is like super powerful as well. You don't just have to do privacy techniques in it. You can also use it for payment batching, because now you don't have to do standard denominations anymore. You can have any number of outputs of any number of any amount. And with that means you can actually go back to the old concept of payment batching directly in a CoinJoin. I know that Join Market allows you to do it, right? But back in, when was that? Like when blockchain.info used to do the shared
coin.
Yeah, that concept was really powerful. Of course, it was not effective in the end because you could easily de-anonymize the whole thing, and you always had a central entity that knew everything about everyone. But you can actually fix all those problems now and do it directly in a completely private manner, batching transactions, doing payments directly inside a CoinJoin, reducing an extra hop. So you're like, okay, I need to receive money from my customers, and then I need to pay my suppliers. You don't have to have hops in between. You can actually do it all into one CoinJoin. Like, it's super powerful, and I think that's going to be a game changer, because you don't have to think about, oh, I'm going to use Wasabi because I want to gain privacy. No, you just say, I want to use Wasabi because it's the most efficient tool to get everything done for cheaper.
Yeah, block space efficiency is always quite important. And back in the days when Join Market was designed, block space was not even that much considered. Maybe talk a bit more about fees are handled in Join Market.
Yeah, okay. That's also a big topic for users to grasp, because the lack of a central coordinator means that the user that is actually invoking the CoinJoin is the coordinator and has to like bring all the participants together. So if you are the one invoking the collaborative transaction, which we like to call it now, you are paying for every participant. Like these are you paying the one providing the liquidity, but you also have to pay the mining fees. So CoinJoin has its benefits. Join market has its benefits, but the downside is that it's quite expensive, or more expensive at least than other implementations. Yeah, and you have to be aware of it. I mean, it's just a tool in your tool set, right?
Yeah. And then there's one final major current implementation with Samurai and Whirlpool. Samurai is a mobile wallet, and so far the only mobile wallet that can do coin joins. It's quite difficult to succeed with this in such a limited environment. It's much easier to do this on a server or on a desktop computer that's online for longer. But Samurai did a good job with achieving this milestone for coin joins a couple years ago. Also there's now a desktop wallet with Sparrow, who implements the Whirlpool protocol. So both mobile phone, server, and desktop implementations for this protocol as well. Similar to how BTC Pay or Trezor Suite have integrated the Wabi Sabi protocol, because this is a collaborative transaction model, the users don't necessarily have to use the exact same software infrastructure to work together. They can have different wallets prioritizing different use cases. For example, BTC Pay designed for merchants and people with lots of transaction volumes, versus Wasabi is more a light client that just works without a full node, or Trezor Suite that enables you to sign coin joins on a hardware wallet. And three very different categories and all speaking the same protocol, similar with Whirlpool as well. And maybe a bit or any thoughts on Whirlpool?
Yeah, I think it's there's a very big difference in priority in how things are done, right? So I would say that Wabi Sabi is a very flexible but complicated protocol, and Whirlpool is a more like fine-tuned kind of like it will do one job and it will do it great. So from a BTC Pay side of things, I wouldn't be doing a Whirlpool transaction because I work in merchant tools, right? People need to do payments, people need to receive payments. Whirlpool does not do that. It remixes your wallet basically, so you gain privacy. Whereas, I mean, you could add that to BTC Pay, but the main goal of BTC Pay is payments. So I needed basically the right tool for the right job, you know. And I think it's completely fine. Like I think it's an elegant protocol, and yeah.
You have to choose the right tool for the right job, right? So just a quick test if you want to. Who is running their own node? Raise of hands. So you are all potential join market users, right?
Or BTC Pay.
So these are, just for the record, these were like half of the people here. So
That's quite good.
yeah, it's quite good. How many nodes do you run? That's the better question. Yeah?
3, 2,
More than 5?
2. One guy, 2,
4? 3? 2? 1? This is just a check. 0? Oh, okay. Everybody's running a node, right?
Yeah.
You should try Jam at least one time.
Yeah. Join market's biggest problem or biggest user feedback was always that's way too complicated. There's a couple Python scripts that you have to run in a weird hidden folder and whatnot. All doable if you read the documentation, but nobody actually reads the documentation. So Jam is a massive improvement because it makes Join Market just accessible, even from your phone. Yes, you need a companion full node running somewhere else, but you have the full mobile experience. Jam actually works quite well. How was that actually to design for mobile? I'm curious.
I mean, it was always in the back of their heads to do it, also responsive, but it's not mobile first, of course, because we also have the struggle to design and educate inside the application. Because as you said, no one is reading the documentation other than it's too late. Then there are errors and people start to read. But of course, we need to educate some parts of this whole concept inside the application. So screen space is very valuable. We are constantly tuning it.
Yeah, in BTC Pay, it's also the same thing. Yeah, so I designed the Wabi Sabi CoinJoin plugin UI, and that's, it's definitely my weakest link in this stuff. My focus is always on like super experimental, cutting edge features, where I'm just trying to beat every other competitor to.
He's beating Wasabi hard. There's like so many good features in BTC Pay that I'd like to use.
But unfortunately, it doesn't look nice. But I do try to make it usable on a mobile phone, because I do use my BTC Pay wallet as my daily driver for on-chain, at least, and for Lightning as well. So, but yeah, we support direct payments inside BTC Pay. Like if you're receiving payments for selling something online or whatever, and you need to do a refund to a customer, you can just schedule it, and it will go inside a CoinJoin. Like your refunds can be happening all through one CoinJoin transaction, and the customer will know which UTXOs funded it.
And it's increasing the privacy of the other stack that you have in the wallet.
Yeah, exactly.
Every payment you make improves the privacy of all of your other coins. That's great.
I'd like to use a merchant that sends me the refund in a collaborative transaction.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
And in Join Market, it's of course also a good habit to just provide liquidity there and get the CoinJoin and privacy for free. So you earning some sats. It's not a lot, but nevertheless. But the biggest benefit is you just run your node, let it run, and everything else will happen automatically, and you will get privacy for free basically when you can wait.
I mean, it's not for free because you always have to have it in a hot wallet, and that's a real downside. But if you take a look at the Join Market order book, many people will run makers without any fees. So the chance is that you just have to pay the mining fees, right? And that's cool. And this just out of principle, right? That's just because they're Bitcoiners and they don't want others to or they don't want to gain or enrich themselves. Yeah, they want to have privacy and they want to provide others the privacy as well. So chances are you pay a little maker fee. Yeah, but
well, I mean, Join Market has the original yield generator, right? So
exactly that.
You can actually earn sats by being a maker in Join Market. So, but I guess it helps to balance out that fee.
Yeah, and even if you don't get any fees, you get your coins
based on privacy. Yeah.
So again, each model has its huge advantages and disadvantages. And I guess what are we all working on in the future? Like what's to come for Join Market?
Well, I mean, basically we have to improve the user interface and better user feedback, because sometimes in the current version, users don't really know what's going on in the background. That would be a massive improvement, I suppose. But like you said now, for example, when you use a hot wallet, why shouldn't it provide liquidity to others? And you maybe basically have just, hey, there is a join. Do you want to participate? Yes or not? If it's in a hot wallet, why not in a Join Market hot wallet? Yeah.
So how do we improve the UX of Jam?
By getting more users. I mean, we are having a cooperation with Bitcoin design community and are doing a UX research. We started it. It will continue, and so we need everyone here just participate, get us feedback on GitHub, and we will see what we can do, because there's always something to do. And I think feature parity is basically done-ish. Let's keep it like that.
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. And the rest is optimizing, listening to the users, listening to the feedback, and continue.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the hot wallets thing a bit, in BTC Pay, you do need a hot wallet to CoinJoin. You always need some form of wallet. With the exception of Trezor, they made it crazy in a way that you can actually coin join directly from your hardware wallet to your hardware wallet, so you don't have ever expose your keys out. But in BTC Pay, the alternative is basically have an intermediary hot wallet where you're doing it for coin joins. You get private, and then it gets automatically forwarded to your own hardware wallet as well. So you actually achieve privacy in a transitory state until it gets sent to a hardware wallet. So yeah, and further features in BTC Pay includes doing some crazier stuff, basically using Wabi Sabi pushing it to the limits that it was designed for. You can do crazy stuff. You can do, you know how people talk about pay join? Well, you can do pay join directly inside the coin join and achieve a two-way privacy like that beats most privacy coins privacy levels. So that's my target with this specific plugin.
Yeah, what Kukks just mentioned is really cool. So the sender can give Bitcoin to the receiver, but the sender never learns the address of the receiver. And so you pay someone, but you have no idea where he actually received that money. And that's pretty cool. And actually quite a scalable approach as well, because many people can do these off-chain payments that get settled inside a CoinJoin. It's actually quite a big fee saver, potentially. Will be difficult to implement, but that's
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah, but it's a two-way privacy. So senders never learn the receiver's addresses, and the receivers never learn the sender's UTXOs. And if you're really smart on how you build a protocol, you can actually have multi-hops. So you send money to somebody inside the CoinJoin, and that person can send it to somebody else inside the CoinJoin, and then the last person can register the outputs in the CoinJoin. And you do one transaction, but you actually do payments inside the CoinJoin. It's kind of like doing Lightning, but inside one CoinJoin transaction.
Yeah, and even more lightning fast than Lightning. Yeah.
But Max, you didn't answer the question about the new Wasabi version. Do you want to reiterate what happened in the last 6 months?
So just yesterday, actually, we released a new version, 2.06, called Juggernaut. It's the culmination of 6 months of work with like 530 pull requests by like 28 different people. And it's just a lot of performance improvements all the way through. So that means faster wallet loading time, more block space efficient coin joins, a bunch of new RPC calls. So Wasabi can also be reached via command line, where now there's cutting edge payments like or features like payments in CoinJoin, or sweeping to a hardware wallet, etc. So that is quite useful. And 2 new hardware wallets integrated, the Bitbox and the Jade, together with a bunch of other improvements and bug fixes. So definitely check it out. And in terms of what's next, hardware wallets is definitely something we want to focus on. So that means making sure staying up to date with all the new hardware wallet versions. For example, Trezor Safe 3 is not yet added, but will be soon. And then work more and more on getting the UX of using a hardware wallet privately improved. So what Kukks spoke about, of you have a hot wallet that does the coin joins, and then it sends it in a coin join to the hardware wallet. And when you make a payment out of the hardware wallet, the change goes back to the hot wallet so that it can be made private. All of this is just UX, and UI. We can automate most of this and provide a much better user experience. And then slowly also hopefully get closer to a mobile version. That's still quite a lot of work, but yeah, slow and steady. We're getting there.
We'll see. Maybe I'll beat you to it.
Yeah,
we're also building a native BTC Pay application, cross-platform. So we'll see.
Yeah, really cool. Any questions? We have a couple more minutes, so raise your hand, get a microphone somehow. In the meantime, what about Lightning Network as well? You're tinkering on some stuff there for BTC Pay, and how is it related to CoinJoins?
Well, the first thing is we're actually doing our own Lightning node using LDK now. That's where the app will come in. So it will host your Lightning node as a merchant, and you can use shared instances. So now you can have shared instances of BTC Pay with a non-custodial Lightning node connected to it. And then Wabi Sabi can also be used not just for payments and privacy, but you can also use it to open channels on Lightning in a non-custodial way, in a super efficient way. You can batch channels inside one CoinJoin transaction very privately. And I think that's going to be the future. Like I said, I don't think you can, I've been saying this a lot. You can't just sell privacy to people Like people are like, oh, I don't have anything to hide, and blah 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 blah. But when you give them a better incentives or an incentive that aligns with them as well, while giving them privacy for free, they'll just do it.
I have a couple more like cool things to mention. For one, but what's in the future for Whirlpool? I think they're working on some decentralized CoinJoin coordinator or a more decentralized CoinJoin coordinator. It's a cool project. Join Market is already one example of being more decentralized. So any additional benefit there is great. And then also Covenants, new proposed opcodes, allows us to do some cool off-chain CoinJoin stuff known as ARC. So apparently that is also making some good developments. Anyone know anything special about those two projects? Me neither. Okay, so I guess then any final words?
Everyone should CoinJoin everything.
Yeah,
Indeed.
just try it out. It's like if you use BTC Pay, it's only a few clicks away. I try to make it as simple as possible, but I'm not a UX designer.
Definitely CoinJoin, try it out, research, check out coinjoins.org. That gives you a nice overview and history of different implementations. One other, Flockster, a CoinJoin coordination model over Nostr, also worth the mention. So there's a very interesting space, very useful technology, and very fun place to research and use and work on. So come join us on the private side because we have quite a lot of fun over here. Thank you very much.